For this quest you need 100 coins, a lockpick, a hair clip, a tinderbox, and mage and range combat equipment. I would also recommend to have an anti-poison and a bunch of Ardoin teleports. Okay, so you start the quest over here. Then you speak to this guard. Yes, start the quest. Right, and then you go inside and go up the stairs. And you talk to this guy again. You inspect the corpse. And you inspect the window. Then you knock on this wall. And you go through it. Then you go up. And then you inspect this chest. And then you go back to the guard. Then you push this. And then this. And then this. And then finally this. Then you go outside of this house and you go to this pub right here. Then you talk to this barman and you ask him this. You give him 100 coins. Then he will talk. Then you inspect the barrels. Then you just follow these tracks. Then you inspect this rock right here. Then you inspect the bush. Then you inspect this tree stump. Then you inspect this rock. And then you inspect this bush. And then I guess you have to kill him here. That fight's pretty easy. He just turns off your prayers occasionally with this battle axe, but he's pretty easy to kill. Yeah, okay, you can turn it on instantly after he turns it off. Alright, he's dead. Okay, he's not dead, he's just defeated. For this next part you will need a lockpick and a hair clip. If you have lost your hair clip you can talk to the mage here in the Camelot Castle. Your hair clip back. I have no idea which... Oh, there we go. The first option and you will get it here. Then you go to the sewers. Make sure you go through this entrance and not the other ones. Then you board this raft. And then you talk to whoever appears here, depending on which side you chose. It's either Alomone or it's Clivet. So he will summon this guy. And he will summon this guy as well. Then you just go through all these options. Then you talk to Hazel again. After you have spoken to all of them, you go back to this house where you started the quest and talk to the guard. Then you go down this ladder and you talk to the chef. Then you search these shelves and you press the button. Then you inspect this wall and you enter it and you picklock this chest. So now you get a puzzle, and what you should do is you should make everything green here. So pretty much just change everything that is not green and see. Okay, so now these three are green, then you don't change them and you change these ones. Then you just keep on going until you get it pretty much. So now it's just these two left. It should be this. Yep. And yeah, you've solved it. The numbers will vary for each and every person, but it should be pretty easy with just trial and error. Then you get this scroll and you inspect it, and then you go back to Hazel and show him this scroll. So you go back to these sewers where you found him, board the raft again, and talk to Hazel. And then it's a pretty long conversation here with these guys, and then they disappear. So for this next part you will need an anti-poison or a serpentine helm and a tinderbox and some combat equipment as well. Then you go to the Weiss. The best way to get there is to use this DKS destination on the ferry ring. Then you go just a little bit west here and you travel with Larry and you go to the Weiss. And then you enter this cave and then you go around here. So you go around and You go all the way here and talk to Big Fish. Then go here and talk to Snowflake. Ask Snowflake if she has seen anything odd recently. Then go back and talk to Big Fish. Then you ask why would the killer come here? And then you ask this. And then you ask this. And then they disappear from here. Then you go down here. And here you should be prepared to fight. And then you go into this cave. Then it will be a little cutscene. Okay, then you fight this assassin, I guess. Right, so this assassin, he throws these clouds, and you need to lure him inside of one of the clouds in order to be able to damage him. But make sure you don't go inside of the cloud, because then you will take a lot of poison damage. Come on. Oh, that's amazing AGS spec. And sometimes he will throw the poison bottles on you, and you're supposed to avoid them, or you will take a lot of poison damage. Alright, he should be dead here, 2 more HP. There we go, good fight. Then you go out from the room and a little bit to the west here and speak to Hazil. Then you just go through all the options here. Then you go to this barrel and search it. And you will find this lever handle. Then you press open gate. And you're supposed to write blood. Alright. Then you enter. Then you open this chest. 7402. And then you get the frozen chest. Then you're supposed to light these braziers in a specific order. Looking to the north, you light this one first, then this one, then this one, and finally this one. Then you'll hear a click and you can open this chest and you find a scroll and some pink stuff. Then you go outside here and enter this room. And to unlock this room, you're supposed to do left, up, left, down, and you can enter. Then use the handle on this mechanism, and yes, and then you pull it. Then you get out of here, and you enter this big room. And then you inspect this pillar, and you find another scroll and another shard. Then you use them together, and then you get an ancient jewel that you use on the chest, and you will get a key. And then you use the icy key on this gate. And after this, you pretty much just have the boss fight left, so you should probably resupply and get ready for the boss fight. Once you have re-geared and you're ready to fight the boss, enter the cave right here. This boss fight was done after quest completion, after I figured it out a little bit more. This setup and inventory right here is pretty cheap and more than enough to defeat it. I will not go into detail about the boss here, just the basics on how to get it done. The boss has 2 forms, melee and range. Every time he switches between them, he will spawn a spike under you, so move away when he does so. When he is in his melee phase, which is brown, freeze him and then hit him with mage. Stay away from him because he can hit you hard through prayer. When he is in his range form, pray range and hit him with range. But be ready to pray mage every time he does this animation. He will also make a weird sound. This mage attack is very powerful, so you need to be quick here. The boss has 3 special attacks. Each will be used once during the fight. The first one is that he will spawn spikes that will move around and follow you. Just simply stay away from them. The second special attack is that he jumps around in the room and spawns dark clouds. You can damage him during this attack, but I would suggest that you focus on dodging the clouds, as they quickly can add up to a lot of damage. His third special attack activates when he is about 150 HP. Then he will go to the center of the room and hit a very powerful blast. To avoid it, you need to stay behind the spikes. After using this special attack, he will activate a shield that needs to be smited down. When he is in his shield form, he will be also in his range form with occasional mage attacks. What I found to be pretty efficient against this shield, you pray range and then you let him hit you, and just after he hits you, you activate smite and you click on the boss. And then repeat this until the shield is gone. After the shield is gone, he will stay in his range phase and spawn a lot of spikes, so stay close to him so you don't get gapped. He will not change to the melee phase anymore. Hit him with range until he's dead and watch out for his mage attacks. And this should be a quest complete. I guess you talk to this guy. And then it's this cutscene Then you just go through this conversation, and then you talk to the guard, and that is quest complete. I hope this helped, and if it did, then give the video a like, and see you in the next one.